Aw man, only one person comes even close to eating Taco Bell in these, and it's the worst Ant-Man. Greetings comic lovers, and welcome back to Casually Comics, the channel where we chat all things comics, from reviews of comics new and old to history to anecdotes, truly wherever our whims take us. Product placement, anyone? When it comes to the world of horizontal marketing and just marketing in general, there are some interesting examples out there. Fast food and comics is a pairing that comes up more often than you'd expect, just actually comics and food in general. They fascinate me, and we had a fun time looking at the KFC DC Trilogy. That one plays Colonel Sanders in the DC universe on a mission to spread zingers and franchises in a series of comics that were far more fun than they had any right to be, and played a lot with little things from DC's own lore and canon and had inside jokes. It was a good time. And so I was quite excited when I learned that Marvel had teamed up with Taco Bell in the late 2000s. Actually, there were two team-ups, twice, one in 2009 and another in 2011. So late 2000s, early 2010s. Each time to give us a series of 4 comics that were given away in kids' meals. Gotta read them all. I really did. Why? Stay tuned to find out. And get yourself a snack. Perhaps a slightly more sophisticated snack. Perhaps something a little special. This video is brought to you by bokksu. bokksu is a premier authentic snack subscription. It allows you to try unique snacks directly from Japan. If you enjoy experiencing unique flavors or perhaps some familiar flavors you're missing, this subscription is the perfect gift, be it for you or someone else. You get unique themed boxes each month. Each box comes with a guide that will detail the snacks that are contained within. Some of these have decades or even centuries of tradition. It also gives you a picture and lets you know whether it's vegetarian or not and what the allergens are. It's a lot of fun, informative, and delicious. Plus, for US fans, get excited. They're doing a free tickets to Japan giveaway, and anyone who is subscribed before December 31st is automatically entered. I'll include a link in my description so you can check out the terms and conditions and other methods of entry. If you're interested, use my code casually10. My code will get you 10% off your subscription. I'm actually gonna eat the sweet potato cookie. I've been filming for a while and talking about Taco Bell, so Sweet potato is not appreciated enough as a flavor. Okay, back to Taco Bell. It must be noted this is a more standard approach to a crossover of this type. KFC is committed to odd marketing turns and has been for decades. That is in and of itself part of the brand. That collab seemed to be about spreading the awareness of KFC in a fun way. With this Taco Bell Marvel structure, you're already at Taco Bell. They did try hard to push their kids meal at one point. They were discontinued a while back, 2013 last time I checked, at least here and in the US. The push seems to have been either to get some kids excited to read some more Marvel comics or to get collectors to come in and drop money on some kids meals as they try to collect them all, for either themselves or for their young budding collector, or both. Bit of both is good. Things can be more than one thing at once. But how are the comics themselves? Would they make you run to your local comic shop? Would they make you go to Taco Bell more than once? So for the first round, who were the characters used? Well, you had Captain America, Thor, the Avengers, and the Fantastic Four. We'll start there on that last one because that's the first one I read. It led me down this whole path, so it seems fitting. The cover says exclusive collector's edition, but that cool factor is slightly diminished by the giant Taco Bell logo. Not for resale. Internet sites and traders from the future scoff at this disclaimer. The cover itself is pretty generic. The Fantastic Four are charging at something on an urgent quest for some fries supreme. I wish that's not what's happening. This story is called For Smash. It's written by C.B. Cebulski with art by Sarah Pichelli. We open on a quiet evening in the Baxter building with the Thing chasing Johnny Storm through the corridors because he turned all his pants into shorts. So does Ben hate shorts? He just doesn't want to wear shorts because he doesn't want to look like the Hulk? I've seen Ben in shorts. Johnny needs to work on his pranks. He needs to up his prank game. Their fight causes them to destroy the dining room table where Sue and Reed's glasses, are having a romantic dinner. It turns out it was their anniversary and Sue even managed to coax Reed out of his lab to eat dinner at the table. True romance. And she even got him to role play in glasses. Why is he in glasses? Is this the Ultimates universe? Oh my word, is this a Maker origin story? No, what it is a missed opportunity for Reed to attempt to take Sue on a makeup date to Taco Bell. I want to see her reaction. Instead, an emergency alert tells them that there's trouble in the city and it's the Hulk. Oh no, good thing Ben still had one pair of pants. He couldn't have shown his face in shorts. Run from Hulk, puny humans! And freeze! It's right there in the back at Taco Bell. Hulk can smash all the humans he wants, but leave the Taco Bell alone. Johnny tries to take him on alone but gets batted away. Bruce, please, it's me, your friend, Reed Richards. Do you like my glasses? Rubber Man is Banner friend. Hulk hates Banner. Hulk hates Rubber Man. Hulk not hit girls. Well, that's just a lie, isn't it? But that's okay. It's a setup for when Sue punches him with a force field so he can say, Hulk not hit girl. Hulk smash. That's right. Hulk smashes girls. Phrasing. So the Hulk does not pass on Sue Storm. Good to know. So it's down to the Thing versus the Hulk, which would probably have been a cooler cover than the Fantastic Four running at nothing. It's also a callback to the Thing and the Hulk's origins and how people felt that they were very similar to one another. They had them fight really early on. It's cool to see that it takes the combined force of the Fantastic Four to subdue the Hulk. The Thing and Reed restrain him so Sue can put a containment bubble around him and Johnny flames on to suck the oxygen out of it. Go team! Now time to celebrate with some delicious Taco Bell. Or not. Johnny has to cancel his date so that him and the Thing can take Bruce Banner to jail because they ruined Reed and Sue's date and they're gonna go do something. Probably just go back and, you know. The end! So these were a limited time thing. They were only available for a few months in 2009, so you kind of had to go in. There was time pressure. It was April to May, I believe. So what really launched me down the hole after this was that I had to know, in any of these stories, did they actually eat the Taco Bell? I mean, if the Flash and Green Lantern aren't too good for KFC, are the heroes of the Marvel Universe too good for Taco Bell? So the next one I read was Thor. This one also has a generic cover, but it's more exciting just because Thor is striking a cooler pose and lightning tends to add some flair. This one is written by Paul Tobin with art by Alan Jefferson. It's Thor and the Thing fighting the Wrecker. Double exposure for the Thing. Go Ben! On the road with the Wrecker. Oh man, I want to go on a road trip with pretty much any other Marvel character. I want to go on a road trip with Doom. Hours ago, Dr. Donald Blake, Thor, is volunteering as part of a traveling medical unit, bringing aid to remote areas of the United States. They're doing something involving inoculations, and some other heroes are popping by to gain attention and draw crowds. This stop happens to have the Thing. It's sweet and it's not tied to anything specific, so it doesn't have any weird vibes. It's more a reason for Thor as Blake to be traveling the country, which he needs to be for a story to make sense. There's a convo happening in the foreground that really distracted me.
Yup, rocks. So kid, you doing okay in school?
Yeah, I'm learning things good. No, you're learning them well. Get out of the tent. As they're traveling, they start noticing that some of the roadside attractions are destroyed. Random ones. Jethenge, a Stonehenge made of decommissioned jets. No, it's not a real attraction. Sadly. Based on the description of the attacker, Thor instantly knows who it is. The Wrecker. The Wrecker debuted in Thor, well, the mighty Thor 148 in 1968, so he's a right classic Thor foe.
It had to be one of my alter ego's long-standing foes.
The ever-shifting history of the relationship between Donald Blake and Thor is fascinating, but we're not here for that. We're here for Taco Bell. There it is, behind the world's largest Thing statue. Well, all of this is too much for the Thing. He's gonna stop the Wrecker's rampage. Blake follows him and Ben tells him that, no, he's out of his league. He's got this. And so then he just reveals his secret identity to the Thing, because I guess he didn't know. He strikes his cane on the ground and becomes Thor. You may think that this is overkill for taking on the Wrecker, but he has a magic crowbar. Watch out, Jason. He's destroying a restored ghost town that's been turned into an Old West attraction. Wait, robot cowboys? Ah, the Wrecker just watched Westworld. He's just trying to save us from ourselves. So why is the Wrecker actually doing this?
I paid $20 to get into Mermaid World, and there weren't any mermaids, just a bunch of girls swimming around in fake mermaid tails.
Well, I mean, $20. What do you want? Don't you have any supervillain friends of a caliber that they can take you to where the real mermaids are? There are real mermaids in the Marvel Universe. I do like the panels of Thor and the Wrecker bantering. It's just the differences in their tone is amusing and works. The idea of Thor's villains being used to / unfazed by Thor's dramatic vernacular is an entertaining one.
Nay, these be not boats, but facts, deeds done. Your own words are empty.
Facts, sure, but that was the past. This is now. Thor and the Thing end up doing a combo move, and then Thor takes him out with lightning, and then he gets arrested. Everybody laughs. The end. Not bad. Still lacking the consumption of Taco Bell, but diverting fun. Follow that, Cap. Captain America looks mighty mad on his cover. Those are some red velocity lines. Like the others, this is just a look. It's this character. Admittedly, with the type of promotion they're doing, all of these covers do make sense, because you can see who each character is right away. They seem to be more introductory covers unless you need to buy this covers because, well, you're getting it for free. Well, not free. You paid for the kids' meal. Still, Taco Bell novelty logo aside, bland. This one was written and lettered by Joe Caramagna with art by Scott Koblish. This one is called The Last Laugh, and we open on someone yelling Captain America at the top of their lungs as he very stiffly flies through the poker table. Look at this man's face. He looks more surprised than angry, like, Captain America? This is Rushi Kirin, and he runs rackets for Hydra. But Cap just barreled on in there, and there wasn't any documented evidence, and so Nick Fury of S.H.I.E.L.D. is telling him that they need to let him go. Cap takes it well.
Why don't you go home and blow off some steam, Steve?
No, instead he goes to make a stern, disappointed dad pose outside the court where Kieran is being released. Very, I'd like to have a word with you, young man. Kieran decides he's gonna find out who Captain America is at all costs. He's gonna put all his resources into finding out who Steve is. He saw him standing there with his hands on his hips. That's the pose of a man who won't quit. It doesn't seem too hard. 3 days later, Steve's being followed into his apartment where he just has his stuff hanging up there out in the open. Does Steve only have superhero friends, or do people not visit him? I'm developing a very sad headcanon from this image. Does Steve need a hug? I'll give him one. Steve reads the Daily Bugle. Poor Peter. Steve's apartment is gassed and he's knocked out, only for Kieran in his Hydra outfit to start a live stream from the apartment. On what platform doesn't matter. It's one of those magic live streams that takes over whatever you're watching. Today, we are empowered because today we will expose the soft underbelly of your so-called liberty. Today, we publicly unmask Captain America. Now, as funny as it is, they knocked him out as Steve and then had to dress him in his costume for this, you can follow the reasoning. If he started streaming with just a tied up Steve and then held up the costume, no one would believe it. They'd be like, you just got some guy and ordered a Captain America costume. They would still not believe this anyway. You've just got someone dressed in a costume in a chair and you're broadcasting it on the internet. He could be anybody. But ignore that. This story is not trying to make any commentary on internet culture. It's a 2009 Taco Bell Kids Meal giveaway comic. Oh man, he used the phrase New World Order. No wonder Steve looks annoyed. When he gets close, Steve just headbutts him. He frees himself pretty easily and then starts beating up some Hydra agents. And so the people are treated to a stream of just Cap bashing all of these Hydra agents.
Where's the streaming from?
That's what I want to know. Oh, you mean the location? It's Cap's apartment. I want to know what platform it's on. Paf. Why did each foot make a different noise? Ha, Cap takes someone out with his kitchen pans. Kraka! Did someone kick open the door as Nick shouldered it down? Demote that officer. They tried to steal Nick's moment. And then Steve unmasks Kieran live on camera. Take that. How do you like them tacos? Speaking of, this one has the loosest Taco Bell product placement yet. First read through, I actually missed it. It's in the panel of the college girls watching the stream. One of them has a drink from Taco Bell. But wait, what about Hydra agents knowing Captain America's identity? Don't think about that. Nick doesn't want you to worry. I wouldn't worry about that. See? Why worry? Trust him. He has an eye patch. They play it like only Kieran knows who Cap is, and that he wouldn't tell anyone because he's a businessman and Cap's identity is an asset. Yeah, don't buy it, but it's fine. We're gonna end on Steve complaining that his loft was destroyed. Last, Taco. Earth's mightiest heroes, the Avengers, well, 3 of them at least, on the cover. Thor, Iron Man, and Cap. Everybody gets to go to Taco Bell twice but Tony. I see how it is. This one certainly has the most intense they're fighting something cover of the lot. Even Iron Man's mask looks angry. This one was also written by Joe Caramagna, but has art by Corey Hampshire. Iron Man is speaking at a science fair and it's 2009 and he's already in full RDJ Iron Man mode. Snark receptors firing full blast.
With years of practice, maybe some of you one day will come and work for me at Stark Industries.
Red alert! He's been summoned back to Avengers Mansion. Oh, also there's a boy at this science fair named Martin. Remember him? He'll matter. He's the only kid at this science fair who does. At the mansion, the helpfully labeled Avengers are standing with Ultron. And that's not Snark. If you were completely new to comics and this was your first exposure, this kind of stuff is helpful. Ultron takes Manhattan. The pun game's too strong. I've been vested. I quit. Tony wants to blast him on sight, but Cap says, wait, he said he's not there to fight. And when people call time out, you have to stop. That's the rules.
I want to be an Avenger.
It's a split as to who's buying this. Thor is all about second chances in this. Ant-Man just wants to keep him because he looks cool. We'll get into which Ant-Man this is in a minute. It's not Hank or Scott. They let him train in the training room right away. Not the danger room, the training room. This is the mansion, not the X-Mansion. God, they both have mansions.
Gotta admit, he's impressive. I'm so jealous I didn't make him myself.
Just wait a few years. You'll get there in another universe. It just won't be the Burrito-verse.
See that dent in his helmet? In his last fight with Fantastic Four, he got clocked pretty good. And could have caused malfunction.
Ah, Fred Flintstone syndrome. Classic. Only that's not what's happening at all. As Ant-Man is ambushed late at night at the fridge on his way to get leftover Taco Bell. So close to someone eating Taco Bell on panel. Ultron truly is evil. This Ant-Man is Eric O'Grady. He's the third Ant-Man. He was created by Robert Kirkman and Phil Hester and debuted in 2006 in The Irredeemable Ant-Man. He was a low-level SHIELD agent who stole Hank Pym's latest suit. And he used that tech to stalk women, get in their purses so he could be in their houses, and watch them in the shower, including Carol Danvers. That's right, Ms./Captain Marvel, and yet somehow here he is on the Avengers. Well, at least it lived up to its title, Creep City. Maybe it's a good thing he didn't eat that Taco Bell on panel. They don't need that kind of publicity. So Ultron started the rumors about his malfunction himself. I like to think he also dented himself. He's actually been injecting all of them with nanites over the past few days, so he can now control their actions. Twitch the Hulk thinks, grrr, so he sends them out to conquer New York City. It's me, Martin. Don't you remember me? Why are you doing this? Martin! From the science fair! Steve just shoved that kid with full nanite super soldier strength. He should be much more hurt than he is. Iron Man's suit has suddenly detected that there are nanites after being told about it and is running an antivirus. Stopping nanites is part of the upgraded Norton package. There was one panel in this where I laughed out loud. Martin uses what I'm assuming is his remaining good arm based on how he landed to throw a water ball at Cap while yelling, jerk! And Cap's thought bubble just says, ow, with the most stoic expression. I don't know, it took me out. This super soldier serum doesn't prevent you from getting hurt by a plastic bottle. Iron Man is now nanite free and puts the antivirus in his repulsor ray to free the others.
You're off your game, Ultron. What's wrong? Can't multitask all these bodies?
Hardly. I was made to multitask.
Hulk ends up throwing Ultron into space. He can multitask from there. And then Cap lectures the team for believing proving that people can change, even though he was the one who said that they should hear him out. Oh, Grady does have a funny line here about not trusting anyone ever again, but I can't not see him creeping in the shower when I look at him, so no voice for him, unless we review his series. Now, the Avengers know they have to start repairing the city and also make some amends, and Iron Man starts by thanking Martin for standing up to him. Although really, did he stand up to him or Captain America? That's who he threw a water bottle at. Pretty metal. And for that, he gets made a temporary Avenger. I demand the return of Martin. That's a deep cut that would shock everybody. I already have a plan. He can be the nemesis of Nature Girl. He didn't recycle that bottle. We don't know what happened to it. An animal could be choking on it, and we know what she's gonna have to do about that. The end. Each one of these also had a little mini Marvels issue at the end by Chris Giarrusso. They're all cute Sunday strip style fare. So this went on longer than I expected, so we're just gonna look at the 2009 ones this episode. If you wanna see 2011 ones, let me know down below. But now, in conclusion, these are pretty good for what they are. I mean, they weren't as herbaceous as the KFC DC trilogy, but what can be? For comics that are being given away in kids' meals, there's effort here. They are decently lengthy and each have actual plots. There's some action, it showcases the characters, and for the most part what each of them can do. It would hopefully be enough to get some kids interested to maybe read a little more, or collectors just to hold them in their houses and never open them. If anybody did get into comics from these Taco Bell giveaway comics, please let me know. I want to hear about it. Now, in terms of quality, they range. The Fantastic Four one is probably the most lackluster. It just feels like the one with the least going on. Oh no, not Reed and Sue's date night. Even if you get a Hulk fight out of it, it just feels the least substantial of the bunch. If you're looking for the most action-packed and, well, exciting, even if it makes you suspend your sense of disbelief the most, probably the Avengers. Ultron joins the Avengers because he just has such a chaotic, strange energy. Although if you're really into canonical depictions of the characters, they don't feel very in character in this, so this one you might not enjoy. The one that has the most structure, or makes the most sense, in quotes, is the Thor one, but it's also got that silly $20 fake mermaid villain reveal. But all these are also not aiming to be high art. They're aiming to be fun and accessible, and miles will vary on whether or not they got that job done. Now, while these are collector's items, not necessarily ads for Taco Bell itself, they're already doing that by supposedly being the incentive to come into Taco Bell in the first place, it could have been fun to see some more overt product placement. It can be done in a fun way, though it does tend to camp, so I can see why they stayed away from it and went for the more subtle approach. Stealth, then you kind of had to look for it. Where is Waldo? Only where's Taco style? This kind of cross-promotional endeavor always intrigues me. I wonder who it worked for, and I wonder which company got more out of it. These are silly, harmless fun, not all that memorable, but novel. Which one was your favorite, if any, or do you hate them all? Do you like Taco Bell? Do you think promotional stunts like this work? What kind of wacky comic cross-promotional marketing tactic would you try if you were in charge? In your fantasy world, you are king, what will you do? Would you have amped up the taco factor, or do you like it low-key? Share your thoughts down below. While you're down there, please do all the YouTube things. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notifications so that you never miss a vid. Thanks so much to bokksu for sponsoring this video, and thanks to you for sticking around and talking about comics with me. I always appreciate it, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.